My surgery is finally happening!
Here, what noise do potatoes make?
So it's currently the middle of April and I wasn't supposed to see my surgeon until the end of May, but they actually called me with a cancellation, so I was able to go in and see them today. And yeah, my surgery is finally booked in. It's booked for the 10th of June, so that's 8 weeks from now. And I'm pretty excited and relieved that I can finally start planning around the surgery a little bit now that I actually know what the date is. I can start to get myself a little bit organised. They did the surgical planning today as well, or at least some of it, which I wasn't expecting. I thought they would do that in the next appointment. So I actually had questions written down that I didn't ask her because I was sort of saving them for the next time. But in any case, so I don't know exactly what the movements will be. She didn't tell me, but they're definitely moving the top jaw forward because it's underdeveloped, so they'll definitely do that. They're also going to rotate the jaw counterclockwise because I currently have a gummy smile. I didn't before, but since the decompensation with the braces, I've got a gummy smile, so they're going to do a counterclockwise rotation. They're also going to move my jaw slightly on this plane because apparently my midline is off by like 1 millimeter or something like that. They will also move the bottom jaw to match and to fit the top jaw, so that will also be rotated. She said that if they move it back, it'll only be slightly, and my airway shouldn't be affected too much because with this counterclockwise rotation, it will actually allow more space in the airway. So this is good. I'm relieved about that because I wasn't sure how that would be. I was a little bit worried about closing in the airway. So glad about that. I will have a splint after the surgery. I didn't think I would based on previous conversations, but I will have a splint. For the first week, I think it'll be in all the time. She said it'll just be 2 bands, one on either side, so I won't be like fully wired or banded shut or anything like that. And then the next 2 weeks after that, I'll still have the splint in, but I think maybe not all the time. So maybe by then I'll be able to eat, which would be really good. I didn't ask her about like expectations for eating and stuff like that again because I wasn't expecting things to go so well today. I'd saved my questions. I'll ask her next time because I need to go in a couple of days before the surgery to get my splint fitted. They're obviously going to make it custom for me, so they're going to check that it fits a couple of days before the surgery. Before that happens, I need to go to the orthodontist and get my surgical hooks put in. And before the surgery, I also need to go to the anesthesiologist to get prepared, tell them about my medical conditions and things like that. And then I also need to book an appointment for after the surgery with my orthodontist so they can, take a look and continue to do whatever it is that they're doing, the final details and whatnot. So yeah, pretty relieved to have the surgery finally booked. As I say, it was a nice surprise because I wasn't expecting to be at this stage yet. I thought it would be a good few weeks until I had my surgery booked, so I'm very happy about that. One thing the surgeon said that did really surprise me, she said that the recovery would only take about 3 weeks. I'm highly skeptical about this because my SARP recovery took me 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm not holding my breath on the 3 weeks. It would be great if I was already back to normal, eating normally and stuff like that by 3 weeks, but I'm not gonna hold her to that estimation. I think it will take longer than that, to be honest. And I can't really remember what else she said. Oh, they'll use titanium plates. I'm not sure whether they'll be custom. I asked her as well about the ulnar stitch, and she said that they can do it, but what it does is it ends up kind of pinching in the base of your nose, so it can look a bit weird. So she said that what she would advise is to not do the ulnar stitch initially, and then when we remove the hardware, if I feel like I want it, then they can do it then. So I think that's a good way to go, especially because I, to be honest, wasn't really sure whether I wanted the ulnar stitch anyway, because I feel like if my jaw was naturally the right size, then my nose would maybe be naturally wider already anyway, so I want to go for more of what the natural look would be if everything was correctly sized and correctly positioned. So yeah, I'm quite happy just to leave the ulnar stitch and just see what happens after that. And yeah, I think that was everything that happened today, everything that she said. So that's all for now, and I'll check in with you again after my next appointment, a couple of days before the surgery, and let's see what happens until then. See you in a bit. Hello, today is Wednesday, so it's exactly 5 days until my surgery, which is on Monday. I just came back from the surgeon to check that the surgical splint and the splint that's going to be used afterwards fits properly, which it did. I asked her a whole bunch of questions. I also asked for the surgical plan, and it's not quite what I expected. So remember how I talked about they were going to move the jaw forward and rotate it a little bit and then move the bottom one to match, but that it shouldn't be moved backwards that much? Well, apparently the movements are going to be the top jaw forward 3 millimeters and impacted also 3 millimeters, rotated 1 millimeter to the left, which is what I talked about before, that there's apparently a little bit of asymmetry there, and then the bottom jaw 5 millimeters backwards. So 3 millimeters on top, 5 millimeters backwards, which I'm trying not to be concerned about because my surgeon is like the surgeon to go to where I live. She does these kind of things all the time, so I'm trying not to be too concerned about that. If you're wondering why I should be concerned in the first place, I've seen various people saying that you shouldn't move the lower jaw backwards because it can restrict your airway and lead to worse breathing. But I checked one of the peer support groups that I'm in for jaw surgery, and at least 3 people have said that when their jaw was moved backwards, their breathing actually improved. So I'm hoping that there will be the same outcome for me. As I say, the surgery is on Monday, so it's not getting changed now. This is how it is. So yeah, trying not to be concerned about that. I just need to see how it goes. Like, I won't know until it happens. No matter what the movements were going to be, it's always like a kind of bit of a gamble, isn't it, with any surgery? So what else did I ask her? In no particular order. There's going to be an interim splint that they'll use just for the surgery itself, and then for 1 week they'll have a different splint glued to the top jaw, and apparently I won't be bandaged shut. I thought I was going to be bandaged shut, but they said that I won't, so that's a pleasant surprise. I should still be able to like open my mouth to take my medicine. I think I talked about that before, and they said that I can eat soft food straight away, so that's very positive. I wasn't expecting that. And then after a week, they will unglue the splint, but I'll still need to wear it for about 3 weeks, but I can take it out to brush my teeth and to eat. She said that in a month, I'll be able to speak, but it won't necessarily be very clearly. So I'm expecting it to take longer than that. She also said, I asked her about if I need to do different exercises, and she said that actually after a couple of weeks they'll give me a prescription for physio. So I'll do physiotherapy in lieu of sort of exercises on my own, and I hope that I can find a physiotherapist that specialises in the jaw that can start physiotherapy relatively quickly, because there's definitely a shortage of medical professionals in general in Germany, so there's usually like a waiting list. So hopefully that's okay. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. That was all I asked her, I think. If you have any other questions, do leave them in the comment section down below. Maybe there's something that I forgot or information that they already gave me that I can share with you if you wish. So as I say, surgery is in 5 days. To be honest, it doesn't feel very real. I've been waiting for it for so long, and I feel like I've had to be so patient for so long that I'm kind of not convinced that I'm having the surgery until I'm actually having the surgery, if that makes sense. So any sort of anxiety or worries that you might expect before surgery, I don't really have them, which is similar to how it was before my third surgery, so I guess that's good. And yeah, I'm just interested to see then how it all goes. I hope that I have good fortune like last time in terms of that the swelling was really minimal, my lips and nose were totally fine, they weren't like messed up or anything like that. So as long as that happens and I'm not in a lot of pain, then I'll be quite happy, I think. And then of course, as the recovery period goes on, I want to regain all my feeling and be able to open my mouth fully and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, right now I'm not really that concerned. I'm just focused on getting ready for it, focused on getting everything prepared, and then when I'm on the table, that's when things will happen. So yes, that's all I have for you for this update. As I say, any questions that you have, leave them in the comments below, and especially if your lower jaw was moved backwards and everything was absolutely fine or even better than it was before, please let me know in the comments down below just to put my mind at ease a little bit. If you're going to have surgery for an underbite soon as well, then let me know as well and we can maybe compare. I will, on the day of my surgery, so on Monday, I will release a time lapse of the decompensation process. So from having a concealed underbite to having a normal decompensated underbite, I'll release that time lapse on Monday. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss that one. Like the video if you enjoyed it or found it useful. Thank you very much for watching. Wish me good luck, and I'll see you after the surgery. Bye.